All right, you magnificent apes, welcome back. Go ahead and strap in because today we are blasting off on a totally different kind of mission. Yeah, we're not just staring at charts today. We're going on a deep data dive to figure out what our real edge is in this beautiful, chaotic casino we all love called the stock market. Okay, let's get into it.
But first, we got to give the legal eagles their moment in the sun. You know the drill by now. This is for your beautiful, wrinkly ape brains, not your brokerage accounts. We're on an intellectual safari here, okay? Just exploring ideas. This is 100% a thought experiment, not a stock tip. So please, don't go YOLOing your life savings based on what I'm about to say. Be smart.
So if we want to find our edge, we first have to understand the competition, right? The so-called smart money. We're talking about the hedge funds, the big institutions. What are they looking at? Well, turns out they are paying top dollar for information. And a perfect example of this comes from a company called Varity.
Now check this out. What's really interesting about this quote is what it tells you about their mindset. See, while everyone else was losing their minds over some flashy billion-dollar headline buy from a famous CEO, the pros, they were focused on something much smaller, much quieter. A subtle signal, a key executive over in China making a sale. They are literally trained to ignore the fireworks and look for that one little flicker of signal in all the noise.
And this is the kind of stuff they're buying. It's called insider trading data. It's the totally legal analysis of when executives and directors buy or sell their own company's stock. And firms like Varity, they provide this edge to over 300 institutions who, get this, collectively manage over $10 trillion in assets. That is just a staggering amount of capital moving based on this kind of info.
And it's not just the insider data. Oh no, they have a whole arsenal. They're scraping SEC filings the literal second they drop. They're using AI to write research notes faster than a human can even blink. And they're even tracking stuff like ESG data, that's environmental, social, and governance factors. It is a full-stack, professional-grade system built for one single purpose, to gain an information advantage over us. But we have our own tools, don't we? Yeah, we might not have their 9-figure research budgets, but we have something they seriously underestimate: the power of the crowd. We can take the market's temperature. We can do a vibe check on the masses.
And a classic tool for doing just that is the put/call ratio. Seriously, think of it as the market's mood ring. It's super simple. Are more people betting the market goes down, buying puts, or are they betting it goes up, buying calls? It is a clean, totally free indicator of whether the crowd is feeling greedy or feeling fearful.
So you've got this classic David versus Goliath setup, right? On one side, you've got the suits with their expensive, proprietary insider data. And on the other side, you've got us, the apes, with our free, public sentiment data. It kind of feels like an unfair fight, doesn't it? But what if there's a third option, a secret weapon that maybe neither side is using correctly? And this, my friends, brings us to the final, deepest layer of it all, a place where the data is so massive, so weird, and so completely free that almost nobody is even thinking about how to connect it to the markets. Welcome, my friends, to the digital jungle. Just look at this number, 300 billion with a B. That's how many web pages are in just one single data set called Common Crawl, and it's hosted for free on the AWS Open Data Registry. This isn't just big data, this is incomprehensibly massive data, and it is just sitting there for the taking.
And believe me, it gets weirder. I mean, what the hell is this stuff? We're talking about the entire Cancer Genome Atlas, data that was used to discover coronaviruses, satellite imagery from SpaceNet, self-driving car data, earthquake data. What could any of this possibly have to do with stocks? Just stay with me here.
I mean, the list just goes on and on. We've got 3D point clouds of the entire United States, the Human Microbiome Project, open source maps, global land cover maps from the European Space Agency. This just brilliantly illustrates how much raw information is out there, completely, totally untapped by like 99.9% of all traders. Okay, so let's try to bring it all together. How do we connect all these weird, seemingly unrelated dots? And look, I have to say it again. This is not financial advice. We are just flexing our creative muscles right now. This is a pure thought experiment. So, the crucial point is, how do we actually use all this? Well, imagine a thesis like this. Okay, step 1. You use that free SpaceNet satellite data to track real-time shipping traffic around the globe. Step 2. You use the Common Crawl web data to see if people online are talking more and more about supply chain delays. Step 3.
Then you check that fancy Varity data to see if insiders at the big logistics companies are selling off their stock. Step 4, you cross-reference all of that against the put-call ratio to see if the market is already panicked. And then, step 5, maybe, just maybe, you find an edge that nobody else has even seen.
And that is the whole point of this data dive. The suits, they have their expensive data. We have our sentiment data. But the real untapped alpha, it isn't in having some secret data set. It is in having the creativity to ask unique questions and to connect the public, the weird, and the institutional data in ways that no one else is even thinking about.
So, with all that said, what's your next mission? Because if you found any of this interesting, then you are absolutely going to love what we have coming up for you next.
You see, we took this idea of using weird alternative data, and we actually did it. We used publicly available data to track the flight patterns of corporate jets belonging to major companies. And the patterns we found, well, let's just say you are not going to want to miss our next data dive. It is absolutely wild.
And if you want to see that, you know exactly what to do. Get in the rocket. Like this data dive, go browse that AWS Open Data Registry, find the absolute weirdest data set you can, and comment with it down below. And of course, subscribe for the next data dive, and you have to hit that little bell so you do not miss the corporate jet expose.
And finally, if you're ready to put your own creative theories to the test, go check the description for the latest promos from Public, Webull, or Moomoo to get started. Thanks for watching, you diamond-handed legends. Stay curious, stay creative, and I will see you on the moon.